Good morning, students. Now today we will start the last chapter of our syllabus, that is the chapter 10, financial market. Now first of all, see this flow chart which we have already done in the economics also. Now financial market is the link between the savers and the borrowers, and this market transfers the money or the capital from those who have the surplus money to those who are in the need of the investment. And generally the investors are called surplus units and the business enterprises are called the deficit units. So financial market transfer the money from the surplus units to the deficit units, and the financial market acts as a link between the surplus and the deficit units and bring together the borrowers and the lenders. So there are mainly two ways through which the funds can be allocated. First of all, by the banks or by the financial markets. The households, those who are in the surplus units, may keep their savings in the banks and they may buy securities from the capital market. So the banks and the financial markets both in turn lend the funds to business firms, which is called deficit unit. So bank and the financial market are the competitor for each other. So financial market is the market for the creation and exchange of the financial assets. Now let's discuss the functions of the financial markets. First of all, mobilization of the savings and channelizing them into the most productive uses. What does it mean? Like financial markets always acts as a link between the savers and the investors. So the financial markets transfers savings of the savers to the most appropriate investment opportunities so that it can be used in the most productive uses. Second one is facilitate price discovery. That means price of anything, it depends upon the demand and the supply factors. So the demand and the supply of the financial assets and the securities in the financial markets helps in deciding the prices of the various financial securities. Third, provide liquidity to financial assets. Yes, what does it mean? It means like in financial markets, financial securities can be bought and sold easily. So financial market provides a platform to convert securities in cash. Last, reduce the cost of transactions. Yes, financial market provides complete information regarding price, availability and the cost of the various financial securities. So it is easy for the investors and the companies to not to have spent much on getting this information, as it is readily available in the financial markets. Now, after the functions of the financial market, let's discuss the classification of the financial market. Basically, it has two segments. First is the money market and second one is the capital market. So first here I am going to explain you money market and its instruments. There are the 5 instruments of the money market. So now first of all, understand the meaning of the money market. Yes, money market is a market for the short-term funds meant for use for a period of up to 1 year. That means this is the market in which the funds can be used for a short-term period, and generally money market is the source of finance for the working capital. That means for day-to-day activities we can use the short-term finance, or for purchasing the raw material or for the other things. Transactions of the money market include lending and borrowing of cash for a short period of time, and also sale and purchase of the securities having 1 year term, or which gets redeemed within 1 year period. All those instruments are included in the money market, which can be used in the short period. Now, money market is not fixed geographical area, but it constitutes all organizations and the institutions which deal with the short-term debts. And the most common institutes are RBI, State Bank of India, or the other commercial banks, LIC, etc. So many of these institutions deal on the telephone and the fax only. So in the money market, short-term loans can be easily available, and it deals with the short-term funds. And it is not a fixed geographical area, but it constitutes with all the organizations which are dealing with the short-term debts. Now, first instrument of the money market is the call money. Now, first of all, understand the meaning of the call money. The money which is borrowed or lent on demand for a short period, which is generally one day. That means hardly we are borrowing the money for the one day. So in this one day, Sundays or the other holidays are excluded for this purpose. That means the 6 days, within these 6 days, we can borrow the money for the one day. And mostly banks use call money. When one bank faces the temporary shortage of the cash, then the bank with the surplus cash lends to bank in the shortage for 1 or 2 days. So call money is called interbank call money, interbank money market. So, but even other organizations such as like insurance companies, mutual fund companies, they are also dealing with the call money, and it is the market over the telephone. And the maturity period of the call money are extremely short, and it varies from 1 day to 15 days, and its liquidity is just next to cash. And most of the time, the banks who require call money to meet the minimum requirement of the cash reserve ratio, the interest paid on the call money is called call rate, and it is very volatile rate which varies from day to day and sometimes from hour to hour. And there is an inverse relation between the rate of interest of the call money and the other securities, as when rate of interest of the call money increases, the other securities become cheap. So this is the type of the instrument which is usually used by the banks, those who are facing the problem of the bankruptcy. So they can take the money from those banks, those who have the money in the surplus form. And the rate of interest can vary, maybe day to day or hour to hour also. Now, the second type of the instrument or the instrument of the money market is treasury bill. Now, treasury bills are issued by RBI on behalf of the government of India, and these bills enable government to get short-term borrowings, as these bills are sold to banks and general public. And these bills are negotiable instrument and are freely transferable. So these are issued at a discount, and these are considered the safest investment because they are issued by the RBI. And the maturity period of these treasury bills varies from 14 days to 364 days. And the call money का हमने maturity period कितना देखा था? From 1 day to 15 days, and its liquidity is just next to cash also. So but treasury bills maturity period varies from 14 days to 364 days. Now, treasury bills are also called zero coupon bonds. Zero coupon bonds. They are issued at a lower price lower than their face value and repaid at par. And these are available for minimum amount of rupees 25,000 in multiplies thereof. Example हम ले सकते हैं, just like suppose an investor purchases a 3-month treasury bill with a face value of 2 lakhs for 1,90,000. So by holding the bill till maturity period, he will get 2 lakh rupees, and the difference between the bill amount and the amount paid to purchase the bill is the interest received by him. Now, the third instrument is the commercial bills. Yes, commercial bills, trade bills or the accommodation bills are the bills which is drawn by one business firm on another. And these are the common instruments used in the credit purchase and sale. These have the short term maturity period, generally 90 days. And it can be discounted with banks even before the maturity period also. And these are also negotiable instrument, and it can be easily transferred. and the drawee of the bill honors the bill on due date. So a trade bill is nothing but the written acknowledgement of a debt where the maker or the drawer instructs or directs the payee or drawee to make payments within a fixed period of time. Simple, it is a written acknowledgement only that within this time period the person has to return the money, and the drawee, the person who is taking the money, accepts the bill and becomes liable to make the payments on the due date. Next one is the commercial paper. This you have already read in the 11th class also. Commercial paper was introduced in India for the first time in the 1990, and it is also unsecured promissory note issued by the public or the private sector companies with the fixed maturity period which varies from 15 days to 1 year. Commercial bills 90 days, whereas here 15 days to 1 year. And the commercial papers are unsecured, so these can be issued by the companies, those who are having the good reputation and credit worthiness. So the commercial banks and the mutual funds are the main investors of the commercial paper. And the funds which are raised through the commercial paper are used to meet the flotation cost. This is known as the bridge financing. For example, like if the firm wants to raise the long-term funds to buy a new office or building and the machinery, so to raise the long-term funds by issue of shares, debentures, the company will have to incur flotation costs such as brokerage, commission, printing of prospectus, etc. So the firm can meet this cost by issue of commercial papers. So, and the main purpose of issuing the commercial papers are, first of all, meeting the flotation cost, or second, short-term funds for the seasonal and the working capital needs. Last one is the certificate of deposits, that is CD. It is a time or the deposits which can be sold in the secondary market, and only a bank can issue certificate of deposits, and it is a bearer certificate or document of a title. It is also a negotiable instrument and it can be transferred easily. Certificate of deposits is issued by banks against the deposits kept by the companies and the institutions, and the time period of CD, it ranges from 91 days to 1 year, and this can be issued to individuals, to the corporations, to the companies during the period of a tight liquidity, when the deposit growth of bank is slow but the demand for the credit is high. So these are the tools of the money market.